Welcome to Star Watch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Broken Heart. What if the greatest love story of the year was hidden behind closed doors, only to explode into the spotlight with a shocking wedding no one saw coming? On Star Watch Now, we bring you the truth behind Ziyu and Tian Xuning's unexpected marriage. A story that blends passion, loyalty, resilience, and the kind of romance that feels larger than life. The first meeting between Ziyu and Tian Xuning was never meant to be remembered, and yet it became the beginning of something extraordinary. It did not take place under studio lights or during a scripted moment carefully arranged by producers. Instead, it unfolded in the quiet elegance of a charity gala where both of them had been invited for very different reasons. Ziyu, already rising in the entertainment world, had just completed a string of interviews, her name circulating after the success of a historical drama. Tian Xuning, at that time balancing his dual career as an actor and singer, had been invited as a special host for the evening. Their paths should have simply crossed and drifted apart, but destiny often works quietly. In the chaos of flashing cameras and busy schedules, there was a single moment when they were asked to stand together for a group photo. Their eyes met just briefly, but the impact lingered. It was not the kind of gaze people exchange on red carpets for publicity. It carried curiosity, a spark that defied explanation. Both left the event with little more than that fleeting impression, unaware that this spark would resurface when life decided to bring them together again. Weeks later, they found themselves sharing the set of a commercial shoot for a luxury jeweler brand. This was no hurried photo call. It required long hours of preparation, rehearsals, and waiting between takes. In that space of time, polite greetings evolved into conversation, and conversation unfolded into laughter. They discovered each other's hidden sides. Tian, who was often described in the press as distant and serious, revealed a playful, generous spirit. Ziyu, admired for her beauty and growing fame, showed a warmth and humility that broke through the polished exterior the public often projected onto her. What began as coincidence grew into connection. Messages were exchanged, stories were shared, encouragement flowed during long filming days and demanding tours. It was never rushed, never forced, and that is perhaps why it felt so authentic. For two people constantly surrounded by cameras, schedules, and scripted lines, they had stumbled into something unscripted, the possibility of a bond that could survive beyond the glittering lights. This was not yet love, but it was the kind of foundation love requires. Recognition, curiosity, and a fragile yet undeniable spark that neither of them could easily forget. When Ziyu and Tian Xuning began to appear in each other's lives more often, what felt like a quiet, private friendship quickly became the subject of public curiosity. The entertainment world thrives on speculation, and their closeness was too visible to ignore. Supporters called them a perfect match, but just as many doubted the sincerity of their bond. Some whispered that their interactions were staged, a clever publicity stunt designed to boost careers. For two young stars who had worked hard to be recognized for their talent, such rumors struck at the very core of who they were. Yet they chose silence over retaliation, allowing their actions, not words, to define what they shared. The real test came with a scandal that could have destroyed them. Late one evening, blurred photographs began circulating online. Tian Xuning was seen at a luxury restaurant, seated across from a woman unknown to the public. The narrative spread like wildfire. Headlines screamed of betrayal, and social media users judged before facts had even surfaced. Sympathy poured toward Ziyu, who was far away on a film set abroad. And for a moment the story seemed to confirm the cynicism that love and show business could never survive. But Ziyu's response revealed something rare. Instead of rushing to anger or feeding the storm with defensive statements, she chose to trust him. Against the noise of speculation, she held her silence and waited to hear his explanation directly. When Tian finally spoke, he did not hide behind vague denials. He revealed that the woman in the photographs was his cousin, newly returned from overseas, and provided both evidence and family testimony. What had been painted as infidelity dissolved into proof of how ruthless gossip can be. That moment changed the way the public viewed their relationship. It was not simply about romance anymore. It was about resilience, loyalty, and the courage to stand against a wave of doubt. Ziyu's unwavering trust became the cornerstone of their bond, showing that true connection is not tested in times of ease, but in moments of crisis. Instead of weakening them, the storm tightened the thread between them, turning suspicion into admiration. For those watching, their story became more than celebrity gossip. It became a reminder that in a world quick to judge and eager to sensationalize, trust remains the rarest and strongest form of love. The news arrived without warning, breaking through the noise of everyday headlines like a sudden thunderclap. For years, fans and critics had speculated about Ziyu and Tian Xuning's future, debating whether their relationship would endure or crumble under the weight of fame. Then, with one simple announcement shared on their personal accounts, the guessing stopped. They revealed that they were already married. There was no build-up, no long engagement teased to the press, no staged magazine spreads. It was a revelation so unexpected that even those closest to the industry admitted they had been caught off guard. What made the announcement more remarkable was not only its surprise but its simplicity. The wedding had taken place quietly in a secluded villa overlooking the sea. Instead of the glittering spectacle expected of two stars at the peak of their fame, the ceremony was stripped of extravagance. There were no flashing paparazzi cameras, no carefully crafted media campaigns. It was family, close friends, the sound of the ocean, and a sunset that seemed to frame their vows. In a world where celebrity weddings are often larger-than-life productions designed to feed the public's insatiable appetite for glamour, Ziyu and Tian chose intimacy. They wanted a moment that belonged only to them, untouched by the machinery of show business. The photographs they shared captured this sentiment perfectly. Ziyu, radiant yet understated, wore a gown that reflected elegance rather than excess. Tian, in a classic suit, stood beside her with an expression that revealed more than any headline could. Their smiles were not rehearsed. They carried the weight of storms weathered and promises kept. For fans, these images felt different. They were not looking at two celebrities performing love. They were looking at two people who had built it, guarded it, and now celebrated it on their own terms. The reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Social media erupted, hashtags trended across multiple countries, and congratulations poured in not just from fans but from fellow artists, directors, and producers who had witnessed their journey. Yet beneath the frenzy was a quieter recognition. This was not simply another wedding in the entertainment industry. It was a declaration that true love, when protected from spectacle, can thrive. By choosing to marry away from the spotlight and only revealing it once their vows had been spoken, Ziyu and Tian reminded the world that some of life's greatest moments are meant to be lived fully before they are shared. For fans worldwide, this is more than gossip. It's a reminder that true love still exists in the entertainment industry, even under the harshest spotlights. Ziyu and Tian Xuning's story inspires us to believe in trust, resilience, and the courage to love unconditionally, even when the world doubts you. Broken heart, from a fleeting glance, to scandal, to a wedding that shocked the industry. Their journey has captured millions of hearts. What about you? Do you believe in a love like this? Thank you for watching Star Watch Now. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring tales of the stars you love. Sparkle, stay tuned, because every story in the spotlight hides a truth waiting to be revealed, and we'll be here to uncover it for you.